Hello everyone, the theme of my country report is India. In my presentation, I will introduce the economy, poverty and poverty policy, inequality, education, health and population growth in India. Now let's look at the basic background of India first. India is enormous in size. It is the seventh largest country in terms of land mass. The total area of India is 3.28 million square kilometers. Population in India increases from 376 million in 1950 to 1,380 million in 2020. The speed is very quick. Religion plays a very important role in the Indian society. It affects each aspect in India, such as social orders, political system, and so on. In India, women have very low status. India also has a very strict social hierarchy. The system can affect the resource people will get. Economy. India has been seen as the fastest growing major economy in the world. The prominent character is a robust democracy and strong partnerships. We can see from the picture on the right. From 2000 to 2022, the related data is increasing. GDP per capita is increasing. GDP growth. The rate was 8.9% in 2021, and the rate is relatively stable. Exchange rate. From 2017 to 2022, the rate is more and more lower. We can see from the exchange rate that although the economic development in India is stable, there is still a big gap between Indian economy and developed countries. Here are some government policies. The first one is open market and the second one is improving manufacturing industry. Poverty. Although we can see the GDP in India is high and its development is rapid, it is sad because two-thirds of people in India is living in poverty. Only a few people get benefits from the development. From the data, we can see that people in extremely poor are a relatively large part of population in India. Although both rates are decreasing, people should still take actions to make their life better. The poverty policies in India can be divided into two categories. The first one is rural policies and urban policies. Inequality. Income gap. From the income inequality graph of India in 1951 to 2021, we can learn that the income gap was almost stable between 1951 to 1990. However, the income gap was becoming larger from 1995. Total wealth in India. We can see from the graph of national income and gross domestic product. The two images almost coincide, and that means the total wealth of India is increasing. Gini coefficient. As time goes by, the data is more closer to 1. That means the income becomes more unequal in India. There are some segments which cause inequality in India. The first one is gender inequality. Because of religion in India, the status of women is generally lower than men. Their opportunities and income are lower. From the graph on female labor income share, we can see that although the female share of wealth on the society is increasing, their share was still 18.3% in 2019. The second one is status inequality. The word means social class in India. People in India use caste to identify the status of people. People have high status can get more power and wealth. There are also some kinds of inequality due to income inequality. The first one is carbon inequality. That's really a new word for us. However, it really exists. We can see from the graph that people whose income level at the bottom have almost stable data on average per capita emissions. People who have higher income have higher data on average per capita emissions, and their emissions are increasing. The second one is education inequality, and the last one is medical and health inequality. Health and education, basic conditions. The living expectancy, expected years of schooling and mean years of schooling are shorter. The average living expectancy is 69.7. The expected years of schooling are 12.2, and mean years of schooling is 6.5. The data on GNI per capita rank minus HDI rank is negative. That means the turning of income to human development is worse. Here are the segments which affect HDI. The first one is social class. Because of social class, many resources are in a small part of people, such as the education resource and healthcare resource. The next one is religion. Because of religion, the status of women is much lower than men. The condition limits the education of women. Therefore, many women can't have access to be educated. Healthcare. In India, there's an imbalanced condition between rural healthcare and urban healthcare. Rural areas often suffer from physician shortages, and disparities between states mean that resistance of the poorest states, such as Bihar, often have less access to adequate healthcare than resistance of relatively more affluent states. In India, private healthcare is common and popular. Because of its low cost and relatively high quality, people in India prefer to go to private hospitals, and it even becomes a tourist attraction in India. India has the most private healthcare in the world. Out-of-pocket private payments make up 75% of the total expenditure on healthcare. Only one-fifth of healthcare is financed publicly. This is in stark contrast to most other countries of the world. Education conditions. There has been a steady decline in enrollment rates at the primary level. Drop rates in secondary education have been constantly high. More girls are enrolled in schools across grades. Enrollment in private schools have increased. 85% of schools in India are located in rural areas. 11 local schools are government schools. 75% of all teachers are based in rural locations. Fertility, demographics, and population growth. We can see from the picture that fertility rate in India is decreasing. Population is still growing in India. The current birth rate for India is declining from 2021. Here's the demographics in India. We can see from the picture that population will increase in a long time. Future and challenges. From my own perspective, I think there are three main challenges in India. The first one is population. The largest challenge is population in India. By 2050, the population in India will exceed China. The large population will make strides on economy in India. Next one is inequality. The kind of problem will cause many bad impacts on the living standard of people because of unequal distribution. As a result, people should solve it as quickly as we can. The last one is government. Government should take actions and make more policies on the problems. For example, the government can have more compulsory measures to make people get vaccinated. Here are 5 opportunities for growth and transformation in India. The first one is from poverty to empowerment, acceptable living standards for all. The second one is sustainable urbanization, building India's growth engines. The third one is manufacturing for India, or in India. The fourth one is riding the digital wave, harnessing technology for India's growth. The last one is unlocking the potential of Indian women. These are my references. That's all. This is my country report on India. Thanks for your listening.